Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.13.5. As many of you guys know, last week's update added interactable objects, so you could go around inside the houses and open up the fridges or the wardrobes and stuff like that, and it added a super cool aspect to the game. You can hide inside these objects, you can find items inside, and it makes the looting places just a lot more interesting, because you actually have to like open up things and actually search, rather than just quickly run through and look up on the surfaces of all the items. So anyway, definitely a fan of that change, and in that update video I told you guys that there will be a lot more interactable objects added in the future, and this week's update added those. There are a lot of interactable objects that were added in this week's update, so much so that I think we have pretty much every single interactable object that you'd ever need. If there's anything that you can think of in terms of interactable objects, be sure to comment that down below, because there's a lot here. And now, whenever you go into a building, it's pretty much impossible to not find an item that you cannot interact with. In terms of the list of new interactable items, we can now interact with counters, and we can open up those little cabinets underneath them. We can interact with coolers. You can interact with the ovens. You can open up the front little door. You can interact with dishwashers, clothing dryers and washers, cargo containers. You can open up those front gates and you can hide inside them as well. Maybe you can even park a car in there. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a little bit too tight, but it would be interesting to see if you can. You can also interact with lamps to turn them on and off, assuming you have a power source nearby. Same with roof lights. And vending machines is pretty interesting. If you power it, you can press F on it and it will drop a little soda for you. Now there is a cooldown, so you can't like spam F on it, but if you have your base inside of a pizza shop, then yeah, you don't need to worry about thirst anymore. You just open up that vending machine every once in a while, assuming you refuel the generator. And lastly, there are ATMs and cash registers. Now these dispense money, which is a nice little aspect that was added in this week's update as well. Kind of like RP servers in mind, but I suppose it could actually work in PvE servers as well, especially now that I think about it. I was thinking it's kind of useless in PvP because people are just going to shoot everybody and it's not going to care about any sort of currency or trading. But in PvE, it's a little bit different. So now people have currencies and they can have different bills and stuff. Now you can get these from the ATMs and vending machines and cash registers, as I said earlier, and that's the way to kind of introduce them to the economy. But once people have them, you can trade with them, you can do whatever they want. They don't actually have any sort of use. I mean, you can shred them and turn them into cloth, but you know, other than that, there isn't much of an actual use for them. They just are used for transactions. So you know, you can drop money like this. There are $100. Oh no, my money! Come back! Come back! Come back! All right. Anyway, you can drop them and give them to other players. There are $100 notes, $50 notes, 20, 10, 5, and then $2 coins, and then $1 coins. Now the ATMs require a power source, and if they are powered, then you can press off on them, and they tend to give higher denominations of bills. So they give you like $50 and $100, and they dispense them pretty quickly. So in PvP, I suppose there could be a person that's taking over the bank and printing tons of money, and it's kind of your objective to kill them and then take all their money, because they're going to make a lot of money. If they have a generator powering those ATMs, they can get a lot of money from that. Cash registers, on the other hand, you just go up to them, you press F, and they give anywhere from like 1, 2 to 5, maybe $10 bills from those, and you don't need any sort of power source. You just open them up and you can take some money from those. Next up, we have a safe zone radiator. Now this is very interesting, and I think it's extremely useful for if you're making a base in a pre-made house. So Nelson added some more zombie spawns inside buildings themselves to kind of give more incentive to use this new safe zone radiator. But the way it works is it kind of looks like a generator, and when you put it down, as long as it's supplied by a power source generator, you can turn it on and it will remove all item spawns and vehicle spawns within the radius of it. So as you can see, we have that green little radius. So assuming that I was taking over this little house, I'd put this little zombie radiator thing right here, this safe zone radiator, and I put it there. And then if I supply it with power, I'll just put the generator right up on top of it. I can turn it on. And now, when I relog, well, right now, no more zombies will spawn in this area, but if I relog, no more items will spawn in here, and then I can barricade this up and not have to worry about zombies spawning in here. I'm not entirely sure if the radiator can be crafted, but if you can, I will put the crafting recipe on the screen right now. My assumption is that you start with a generator and add something to it to make it a safe zone radiator. Additionally, the UI was helped for triple monitor users. Now, how convenient, because I am a triple monitor user, and you might not know it, but I am actually playing on 3 monitors right now. As you can see, the UI fits fantastically, especially when you open up the inventory screen, everything fits nicely in the middle monitor, whereas before it would have everything right there over there, and then it was just kind of stretched across all 3 monitors. And now it works great. So now you can play Unturned on 3 monitors and you don't need to worry about any of that. Very nice. And that pretty much wraps up everything added in this week's update. As I said earlier, you guys should comment your suggestions for any more interactable objects that you can think of. There were some minor little tweaks and fixes that I did not cover in this video, but if you guys like to check those out, as always, I will put the full update post in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.